Welcome to the Athletic Grounds in Armagh for the first adult county final of the 2013 season between nOg and Maddan Rapparees. It's the Intermediate Football Championship final, and it's been a tremendous tournament to date so far. Many thrills and spills along the way, and nOg, who have been unbeaten all season long, enter the field just at this precise moment. They're getting their photograph taken there. A team that has won the Intermediate League and have been unbeaten over 19 games, Tony, is that right?
That's right, Brenton. A phenomenal achievement, and we'll certainly not want to lose that record in the 20th, arguably the most important game of the season.
Most important game of the season, but they're going to have a very stiff challenge today from a Maddan side who have come through a very difficult side of the draw, a side of the draw that included teams like Clonagale and Mullabon, who they beat in the semi-final on the way here in a recent game with a very encouraging performance. And we'd await the Maddan team joining us soon. But let's talk about this game today then, Tony. What are some of the things that have come to your mind in the days prior to this game?
Well, I suppose the outstanding seasons in the nOg forward line that both Brian Mallon and Paul Carville had, both obviously with county experience, and very much the focal point of the nOg team, and responsible, I think you said, for something like 70% of the scores. So
yes, just under 70% of the scores the nOg have come from Mallon and Carville, as Maddan just entered the game here, and their fans are on their feet, especially their posse of fans who are behind the goal at the far end. They've also got a posse up the near end here, so we'll be interested to see how they perform themselves in this game. But it's a game of two contrasting styles. nOg, who have found ways to win games that perhaps they shouldn't have won throughout the season, and Maddan, who have a very, very strong defensive structure and then play counter-attacking football. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how the game progresses.
Yeah. Fascinating contrasting styles, Brenton. Again, nOg have dug in and won games perhaps they shouldn't have won. That shows a great resilience. They obviously want to carry this through into the 20th game. Maddan, a very experienced team. You even look at the bench, they've got an All-Ireland senior club winning medalist in Ronan Gallagher, the sub-goalkeeper. They've got Dr. Kevin McElvanna, again a member of the 2002 SAM winning team. In goals that says they've got Stephen O'Reilly, All-Ireland minor medal winner, so plenty of experience there, and certainly in my view it's a 50-50 game.
50-50 game indeed. All will be revealed over the next hour and a half here on Armagh TV. And if we look at nOg's team, I make it there's 8 veterans from the team who last won at this level in 2001. Notably Brian Mallon and Barry McDonald, both All-Ireland under-21 winners with the county. Andrew Neeson behind the posts. Paul Speedy McCann in the middle of the park. He might be a speedy these days, but he certainly brings a wealth of experience to the team from there. Joe Turley, Paul Reid, the elder statesman of the team. David Turley, who played a bit for the county as well, and James McCann. So, plenty of experience there. Add that to the young talent that's come through within the club, and it's certainly quite a mix in that nOg team at the minute.
It certainly is, Brenton, and for those players to keep going for, it's 2001, that's 12 years ago now, shows again phenomenal commitment and staying power. And they've also 12 survivors from the team that lost heavily to Cullaville a couple of years ago, albeit a lot of positional switches. Good resilience, good staying power, and all credit to them.
It takes a lot to come back from a defeat like the Cullaville one a couple of years ago, Tony, in 2011. Beating that day 4-13 to 1-9 at this stage. It takes a lot out of a team, but that's where nOg have come from in the past.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, Brent, those 2 very late goals that day, so the scoreline didn't reflect the game. I think nOg were well in contention up to the final quarter, so perhaps that experience and will also produce the hunger to rectify that bad defeat. I think Kieran Hotzer ran red that day for Cullaville, but certainly the scoreline didn't reflect the overall balance of the game.
If you look back to 1998 as well, nOg lost to Cullaville then in an intermediate final.
I remember that one well.
3 goals, 3 sucker punches in the second half, where nOg would have thought for themselves that they were in control of the game, overturned that one. But that was a gut-wrenching defeat as well. But the team did come back 3 years later.
That's right.
To win the 2001 final against Portmore.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that tendency to concede goals hasn't been completely eradicated. They conceded 3 last week for St Paul's, which suggests that's maybe Ronan McNaughton's biggest worry, the unfortunate tendency from nOg's point of view to concede goals.
It's interesting to note the scoring comparisons for each team in the championship run-in to date. At this time, Tiernaug's average scores per game have been 14.5, but emphasising your point, Tony, against is 12.25 points a game. So that will be of concern. Maddan have been a lot more tight in the rear guard, if you like. They've averaged 14.67 per game points wise and conceded just under 10. So so that's a very, very valid point that you're making there.
And again, it's crucial for Maddan to nullify the threat of Brian Mallon and Paul Carver. As I say, with responsible for 70% of the Tiernaug scores. I would suggest if you nullify those two, you're more than halfway there.
Interesting to see the Maddan area at the minute, Tony. Don't know if you've been through it in the past couple of days, but it's red and black right from the pitch right up to the Maddan Social Club. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a real credit to the community there, so it is.
Well, there's nothing brings out the community spirit like a GAA club doing well and preparing for a county final, Brendan. I think that it's the same up around Ballyorn and Drumcree, Gavahi Road and Portadown as well. So nothing engenders community spirit like your local Tiernaug or your local GAA club doing well and preparing for a county final.
And it was interesting to note as well that Canon Crawley said Mass and Maddan this morning, being a Mullabon man, he found that difficult to praise Maddan and wish them best luck today, but he still got doing that. But what was interesting was that the offertory, the readings and the collection were all done by the Maddan players. Right. So that again shows the community bond that a Gaelic club does bring, and that's what this is about today.
Yeah, what amazes me, we seem to have reporters at Mass now, so
we've reporters everywhere, Tony. It goes without saying. We've sources wherever we want. But let's take a look for a minute at some of the relationships between the sides. One point that I noted this week was that Patrick Woods, the captain of the Maddan team, his mother hails from the Drummond area of Portadown. Winnie McCann, she was.
So believe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's two of the McCann brothers, or her nephews, number 34 and 35, in the Tiernaug subbench today. That's Paul and James, who was one of the survivors from 2001.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Kieran Monaghan, the Maddan fullback, is the son of Tom Monaghan. Tiernaug. Tom was probably more noted as a hurling star for the county, but Portadown connections and brother of Eamon Monaghan, a prominent member of the Tiernaug team in the late 70s and early 80s. And coincidentally, Tom Monaghan's niece is married to the Tiernaug midfielder Barry McDonald, so quite a lot of inter-family connections there.
And I believe Kieran was a teacher in St John the Baptist Primary School in Portadown as well for a few years there recently. But another point, just in terms of schools, word on the street has it that Maddan Primary School is closed tomorrow, Tony, in anticipation of the outcome of today's game.
Well, I'm sure the school children will appreciate the closure regardless of the outcome, but that's showing confidence.
Okay. Interesting to know as well the colours. Maddan wearing their traditional now from the 60s, their red tops and black shorts. Initially they were wearing green and black colours. And I remember, Tony, I'm sure you do as well, back in the 1980s, the Tiernaug were a strip that resembled that Maddan colours.
Yes, I do indeed, yes. The very sort of heavy-looking jerseys. In recent years, they've opted for the more white colour, the predominant colour with a red stripe. Also remember them Tiernaug wearing the Derry colours way back in the 70s, with a red with a white hoop. So colours tend to change a lot, Brenton.
Indeed, so we'll see what changes here today, because the sides did meet back in April time. It was a blustery day in the opening round of the Intermediate League up at Maddan, and Tiernaug come out that day on top after a good scoring first half display. They scored 12 points, which set up the foundations for a victory that day. On a score down to 15-6. How much really do you think that game will count in today's?
Again, the old adage goes that league form means nothing, or league results mean nothing, Brenton. I suppose you could argue it gives Tiernaug a slight psychological advantage, but both teams have reached the final. I'm sure Maddan won't be even thinking about that particular result, and neither will Tiernaug. I think it's all on the day here today.
I was chatting with Tiernaug chairperson Desi Henderson just yesterday, Tony, in the build-up to this fixture on that point, and he recalled that Tiernaug in 1980, whenever he was playing the half-forward line for the club, they beat Grainmore in the final 6 points to 4.
Was that match actually?
A low-scoring dire encounter by all accounts.
It was a dire indeed, and both teams had to forage for every particular score. Remember Charlie Doyle, very famous Grainmore player, was very much to the fore. But I remember watching that match in the old athletic grounds. it really was dire to watch. But we'll say nothing about the celebrations that night in Portadown.
Was it only that night? But anyway, leaving that alone. The point that I was going to make in that regard was that 3 weeks prior to that, Tiernan had played Grainmore in the Moss in a league game and basically tore them apart 3-17 to 8 points. So it's emphasising your point about
that really shows that league form or league results mean nothing. You're playing very often different teams with their top class players all available, different psyche and everything else. Brenton.
We've got a score coming in here just from the Cuchulain's Brady game. After 15 minutes, I think it is, it's 4-3 to Cuchulainn. So we're delighted to see that Cuchulain's are doing that. But back with the Maddan outfit. Maddan come into this game on the back of a very good championship campaign to date. Beaten on Portmore, then Wolftone, and then accounting for Mullabon in the semi-final. Only conceding 1 goal on the way. So it'll be interesting to see how their rear guard can...
Those are 3 good scouts, particularly when you consider last year at Portmore were Ulster junior champions and would have been hoping to make a big impact in the intermediate grade in Armagh this year.
Definitely so it's going to be intriguing to see how that rolls out. Of course, we remember Maddan getting to the county senior final back in 1988. It was a meteoric run to the final that year.
But it shows you what the clubs are capable of. And I remember, Brenton, when Tiernan won in 1980, the very next year they got to the senior semi-finals and were only beaten by a point by the eventual winners, Carrickcruppen, who, if I remember rightly, went on to win Ulster that year. So, as I say, meteoric rises can happen. You get great momentum from appearing in county finals and winning county finals.
Well, time is fast approaching, Tony, here for the start of this game. So it's been a really interesting chat there to have. But let's have maybe a wee look at what we believe the teams are for this encounter at this stage. There may be a late change or two that we're not aware of as yet, but let's run through the teams as they are selected at this time. And maybe perhaps we'll start with the referees from Maddan. And in goals, as you rightly said earlier on, is Stephen O'Reilly, Armagh minor keeper from 09, and he will add a very solid foundation there at the back.
Well, you talk about big match experience. How bigger can you get than playing and winning in Croke Park on All-Ireland final day?
In the full-back line then you've got Niall Smith wearing 2. He's still a minor, so a young man, and a lot of pressure on him in the full-back line today then. Kieran Monaghan, as we've already spoken around, and then their captain Patrick Woods at number 4, and he likes to roll forward and get the odd score from defence as well. In the half-back line, Eugene Grimley wears 5. At 6 is Enda Manning. Enda is actually the son of their assistant manager Anthony. So the generations of successful footballers in the Maddan family are continuing.
A lot of Mallons about Maddan.
And number 7 is Pat McKenna. In the middle of the park, and this is a strong area for Maddan, you've got Peter Lappin and Ryan Grimley. Now Ryan, I believe, is one of 4 Grimley brothers who are playing in the side today. So again, that's something of note. Let's go to the half forward line. I believe maybe there might be the odd misprint here in the programme, but I think Jared Grimley will be wearing 10. Kieran Rafferty, who got 2 points in the semi-final, wearing 11. And potentially we believe that number 21 will be Colin Mallon, but we've yet to have confirmation of that. And then in full forward line, Kyle Morgan, Niall Grimley, who was their top scorer in the semi-final. He also got a goal earlier in the competition against Wolftone. And Aaron McKenna, also a goal scorer against Wolftone. Those 2 are real forwards, a menace.
Yes, particularly Grimley with his penchant for goals, and of course in any final goals will be crucial.
Yes, indeed. Let's look maybe at the Tiernan team then. Of course, Madden's manager is Johnny Woods, and the Tiernan manager is Rowan McAlinton, who's added a lot to the team over the past 2 years of his involvement with the squad. But one of the veterans is between the posts, Andrew Neeson, of course.
Yeah, 37, a veteran from 2001. Again, 17 years, I believe, he's been playing for Tiernan, so again, phenomenal commitment and phenomenal experience as well.
There's no way Andrew's only 37, Tony. Don't be tapping on that one.
Well, that's what I was told anyway.
Well, he'll probably have a word in my ear about that one later on. But in defence then, again, sets of brothers are important, and in defence you've got the McDonald brothers for Tiernan. 3 of them in defence, and Barry in the middle of the park. But Pierce wears number 2. The full-back is Chris, and Chris a very, very enterprising footballer, and some other teams might play him a wee bit out the field, but he's doing a good job in the rear guard there for Tiernan this time round. And Darren McKee will wear number 4, one of the younger players. Damien McDonald wears 5. Tony Marty were 6, and then Conor McCormick, who scored 2 points in the first encounter with St Paul's. He will wear 7, so again he likes to get forward.
Very strong half-back line.
Excellent half-back line there.
Forward.
Tony Marty can count up the yards very, very quickly. Pacey player indeed. Barry McDonald and Paul McCann in the middle of the park. Barry, who more familiar as a halfback, but he's Ronan McLint was telling me how keen he was to bring him into the middle of the park and give a bit more steel into that area for the club.
Well, it shows Ronan's perceptive shrewdness to make the switch, and by all accounts Barry's had an excellent season in an unfamiliar position.
And Paul McCann, who was a stalwart in 2001, I remember him scoring a vital goal in the semi-final that year against Ballymacnab. Ballymacnab had come out of the blocks, were 4 points up, and his goal set the nerves and helped Tiernog on their path to victory. We believe that we're just about to hear Oran Navane, so we will pause momentarily. We'll be back to finish the Tiernog lineup, and Oran Navane will be sung today by Catherine Grimley, suitably from the Maddan Club. Oran Navane sounds out at the Athletic Grounds, and we're ready to get the Team Met 2013 Armagh Intermediate Football Championship final underway. We were just finishing off the Tiernan team there, Tony, and Shea Skelton's expected to come in wearing number 30 instead of Gavin Cusick, who was injured last time out. Brian Mallon, we've spoken around earlier, and he will have a pivotal role to play centre half forward, and Johnny McGurgan complete the half forward line. And just the full forwards quickly before we get your comments on that is Paul Carville, team captain, wearing 13, Mark Davidson 14, and Jamie McAleenan wearing 15.
Well, we've already spoken about the contribution of Mallon and Carville, Brenton, but shouldn't be overlooked that Mark Davidson was part of the 2009 All-Ireland minor winning squad, and I've been impressed every time I've seen Jamie McAleenan play. He rows around the pitch picking up possession and has an eye for goal and certainly for points as well.
And Jared Devlin gets the game underway, and immediately Maddan have the ball. And the first foul comes from Mark Davison, who was just said there. The ball comes into the Tiernan half for the first time, and Maddan being patient in their build up with Kieran Rafferty there. It's their captain
Patrick Woods high up the
field. Yeah, had to look twice there to make sure he was in the right area. And that one, their first effort in goal goes harmlessly wide, so an early wide for Maddan.
Certainly an energetic and positive start from Maddan.
Look at the colour being brought behind the goals there, Tony, from two sets of supporters. You've got Tiernan there with their banners and flags, and tremendous support there from the Maddan young people there as well. And that's been a feature of all the championship games here at the Athletic Grounds this year.
Fantastic to see.
So the kick out from Andrew Neeson, drilled downfield. The break ball is game won by Maddan. So a good start around the middle of the park for Maddan. Their centre half backed as well there. Okay, and ball comes back. It comes back now to Endemol. Bit of a nudge there, but Maddan maintained possession. So early possession is valuable here for players just to get a feel of the ball in this championship final. The nerves will be out there. Barry McDonald falls awkwardly there, and that looks like a
Tiernan struggling to gain any possession at the moment.
And the ball's played deep into Tiernan territory, and the first chance for a score comes to Aaron McKenna, and he puts it over the bar. Aaron McKenna the scorer, and Maddan move 1 point lead after 90 seconds. But that's a great finish there by Aaron McKenna.
And I don't think Turnhogue have touched the ball yet, Brenton, so very positive start from Maddan.
And this could be a very interesting situation in the middle of the park here. Barry McDonald, one of the powerhouses at midfield for Turnhogue, fell very, very awkwardly there, and is requiring some attention.
Certainly not the start Turnhogue wanted either in the scoreboard, or potentially losing a man of McDonald's calibre.
So both sides could make a bit of history today, because no club has ever within the county won the Addy Hurdy Cup 4 times. So no matter who the winner is today, it's one team here is going to do that.
I think it's also worth pointing out, Brenton, that your county intermediate championship is no longer the be all end all. You move also into the Ulster Intermediate Championship, and the potential of appearing at Croke Park ultimately in the All Ireland final.
So there's no time for too much partying then if for either side who would come out on top today. We've got a half time here now from the Ulster Intermediate Hurling Championship, and it's great news again for Armagh. Coohullions 3-5, Breed of 5 points. So there's been a trio of goals for Coohullions in the closing minutes of that half. So that's excellent news.
Down hurling would be fairly strong too, so a very good scoreline.
If I'm right, Breed have come up from the junior level this year, so that's a great score at the moment for Coohullions, but still plenty of time left in that encounter. Andrew Neeson's ball goes very long. Jamie McAleen gets a hand on and does get the chance to get up, so Turnhogue with the opportunity to get their first attack now. Shea Skelton lays it off there to Mark Davidson. The ball goes in looking for Paul Carville, but it's a bit high for Paul. He doesn't gather it in cleanly, and Madden are able to come away with it again.
I think the indications from that particular ball is Paul's going to be very tightly marked.
Sure, and Kieran Rafferty had it there, but he lays it off. Madden working their way down the near side at the stand here in the athletic ground. It comes back with Enda Mullen, and as per some of their earlier games, Madden very keen to keep possession. Pat McKenna has it on the far side. He steps inside, lays it off to their captain Patrick Woods, and Madden happy to maintain possession. This time Ryan Grimley has it a bit loose with the hand pass on that occasion, but Captain Woods does maintain the game. So there's been 3 or 4 passes between the pair before a kick pass just over halfway now with the aforementioned number 21 Colin Mallon, who has started the game, and a loose pass there and Turnhogue have it back. Paul McCann evades the challenge and now moves forward over halfway. Strong play by McCann, lays the pass out to Shea Skelton, and there was a late challenge off the ball there on Paul McCann.
An ideal opportunity for Turnhogue to equalise.
Yes, and well watched there by referee Jared Devlin, and he's assisted today by Rory Robinson and Oliver Hurty.
So Brian Mallon's going to hit this one.
Plenty of experience in the officials for today's game, and now Brian Mallon will take this shot. Already got 15 points in the championship. Can he make this number 16 and settle early nerves for the Turnhogue men? Very familiar build up to take a free from Mallon. Gains a few yards there and steers that one excellently between the posts.
Yeah, I read somewhere in the summer, this is something that amazed me, that Brian only got 13 minutes of championship action with Armagh, so I think he's using the club championships to prove a lot to a few people.
He would have been very disappointed in not getting more game time this year with the county, but has certainly been showing it up in his club form. So that's 16 points in the championship to date for Brian. And we've had 5 minutes on the clock in this Teamet Intermediate Football Final for 2013. That's a great catch there by number 12, which is number 12 is playing for Madden, so there's a few changes we need. A familiar side,
Colin
and that's a great ball now towards Brian. Brian turns, evades his man firstly, turns again and steers a shot. It's got plenty of height and it's over the bar. So Brian Mullen with 2 quick points has turned around Madden's early initiative.
That was excellent play there, the way he collected the ball and calmly evaded the challenge and put it over the bar. It certainly wasn't easy.
Not easy at all, but that's the Brian Mullen that we've seen over the years for both club and county, and Turnhogue move ahead for the first time.
Again, Turnhogue playing against the wind, is that right? Or
Turnhogue playing with the breeze in the first half, so they'll be keen to build a lead, but that's a
breeze
high
just
ball there.
Too strong, really.
So we're not sure then who exactly is wearing number 12 for Madden, but meanwhile Tony Marty has the ball. And now with Shea Skelton, Mark Davidson.
Conor McCormick.
Good play by McCormick, the roving defender. He scored 2 points in the championship to date. That remains the stat that is the same. He puts that one to the left and wide.
Wasn't far away though. Tremendous
far
pace from both teams in the opening stages, Brenton.
Yes, certainly an intriguing and a great battle so far. And we're looking forward to a really entertaining and close game of football. We've just had under 7 minutes of play here. And the kick out will come again from Stephen O'Reilly.
And Turnogue seemed to have weathered the early storm from Maddan and settled into the game better.
That's a long ball from the back, and Madden benefit from it, but it's handled on the ground there by their full back, Kieran Monaghan, and Mark Davidson plays a long ball in. That's could fall favourably for Brian Manley. He's through and go. He beats the first chance and he's brought down. He plays to Paul Carville. Paul Carville steers it to the net and turns away. And Paul Carville with a crucial goal for Tiernan. We've had 7.5 minutes. Again, it was good work there by Davidson.
Yeah, it's Carville with all credit again to Brian Mullen. One possession arguably was fouled, but still managed to feed Paul Carville, and Carville's toss, well executed goal, but relatively straightforward due to the work by Mullen.
Excellent play, excellent link play there by the two full forwards, and they're leaving both Mullen and Carville in here in this first half.
Well, we suspected they would be the crucial men for Turnogue, and that's certainly turning out to be the case, Brendan.
Early days yet, but a 4-point advantage with the breeze, and we've had now 8 minutes on the clock. Again, plenty height on the kick out from O'Reilly. Gets a bit more distance this time. Paul McCann gets a hand on it, but it's Madden to come away with the end of Mullen. He plays the high ball in. Where's this one going? It drops into the arms of one of the McDonald brothers there at the back. And now Barry McDonald, he's back to full fitness. Has it back. Now he plays it to Paul McCann. McCann steadies the play, just closes it down for a moment. And now it's with Conor McCormick again on a run. McCormick still running on towards the ball, but Paul Carville's making a run out to the very far side, gathers it up, does well. Goal scorer and captain for Tiernan. But that ball there is wasted on this occasion, and Jared Grimley can come away with it. Ball steered to the near side. Played down the line, and that's a good ball. Chris McDonald in close attendance and does enough to try to put Aaron McKenna up, but Aaron McKenna does gather the ball in and does well. Finds himself a bit of space. He's double marked though and forced to go backwards. Madden now back in the same position, not making much distance at the minute, but maintain possession, which is obviously critical.
Yeah, Turnham defence working very hard to close the men down.
With Kyle Morgan and Tiernan O'Grady doing his job there, Tony.
Working tremendously hard there, not giving the modern forwards any space whatsoever.
And again, a quick ball in for Manley. It's been a feature of the game today. Manley slots it through towards Carville again, who gathers it up. He turns one way. Can he take a point? His shot is good, but it's gone wide, and that's another wide for Tiernan.
Again, great work by Brian Mullen, but it certainly seems as if both Mullen and Carville are on song.
Certainly, it's been an electric start from the pair, as Tiernan have built this 4-point advantage, 1-2 to 1 point. Remember, let us know whereabouts you are in the world today. And we've just had some information in here from Sydney, Australia, would you believe it or not. And it's a big hello to Joe and Ellen Woods, who are watching there in Sydney, Australia today. Both the brother of Paddy, the captain of the Madden team, and also Dara Conley's there, Kevin Ford, Cathal McGee, and the Middletown girls. And also John Woods is watching in Toronto, so there you go. So we're getting word from far and near.
Doesn't seem to be too many Woods in Madden today.
So there's not too many Woods in Madden today. There's not too many in Madden today. There's a tremendous Madden following here at the Athletic Grounds, and they may have something to cheer here now. In the corner there's Kyle Morgan, but he has to play it back, but the ball steered in, and that's well gathered there by Andrew Nason. Nason presence in the goals there. There's another Tiernan man down requiring a bit of attention. And that was over carrying there, and that'll be a free in the Madden, and very much a scoreable opportunity here for the Madden men.
Yeah, I think it's been a huge psychological boost, that early goal for Turnhogue, because it sort of has deflated Madden somewhat, not attacking with the same conviction they did in the early minutes. But having said that, this is a scoreable opportunity.
Only the second goal that Madden have conceded in the championship to date. It was one of their strong points, but normally their defence comes back and supports, but they're certainly not getting enough time with the long balls into the full forward line. They're not getting enough time to get back there and to seal that defensive zone, if you like.
Fascinating game so far, and I'd be surprised if they can keep this pace going for the full 60 minutes, both teams.
So there'll be a pause for this free.
Looks like an excellent crowd here as well, Brenton, from just looking out.
Big crowd for this intermediate decider, and plenty of nail biting going on in the stand below us here. Both sets of fans eager to, and the neutrals of course, eager to see a good game and eager to see some silverware return to their respective clubs this evening. Quite a bit of time being taken. And was there a card there issued?
Yes, off the ball.
Jared Grimley was issued with a yellow card for an off the ball incident there. And Madden now will prepare to take the free kick.
Kieran Rafferty, I think, isn't it?
Kieran Rafferty to take the kick. Two Chernobyl men standing in front of the ball. It's almost like a wall there.
Yes, not usually you see that.
No.
Normally one.
Well, the wall seems to have done its job on this occasion as Rafferty skews the ball to the left of the posts, and Chernobyl maintain their 4 point advantage.
Yes, as I said, Turnock had a ropey couple of opening minutes, but they've certainly settled well now, and that enormous boost of a goal has contributed significantly to that.
And it looks as though, well, I thought maybe that there was a player just taking off a bib there and preparing to come on, but no, just taking up a seat again. And now Neeson's kick out then. Paul McCann gets a hand on. Who's going to win the break? It's Madden that get the break, and it's good comeback there by Paul McCann to try to get his hands on that one, but strong work by Ryan Grimley.
Yeah, Madden do seem to have a distinctive height advantage in midfield, both midfielders, but Turnock holding their own, that sector well.
Yes, and we're hearing there's a crowd of 2,600 here in the Athletic Grounds. That's a very good
for
crowd.
an intermediate final.
And Mark Davidson wants to give the Chernobyl faithful something to shout about here. President of Jamie McAleenan. He lays it off to Brian Mullen, who quickly gets the ball back now from Davidson. Tries to steer the ball to the far side of the pitch, but his pass isn't good in this occasion, but it falls back to Paul McCann. Challenged immediately by two Madden men, and that's a strong challenge, which referee Jared Devlin says is a free, and Chernobyl will have the opportunity to add to their score.
You have plenty of tempo to the game, which I suppose is what you would expect in a championship final.
And we've had just under 14 minutes, and Paul Carville's coming out beyond the 45 to take this kick.
Again, well within Carville's range.
So Carville taking this one off the ground, just to the right of the posts. He's certainly got the height. Has he got the distance? Oh, he sure has. That's a great kick by Carville, reminiscent of 3 scores that he got in the McKenna Cup here against Monaghan last year, which give Armagh a McKenna Cup victory by the narrowest of margins.
I think success in any championship final, Brenton, you are relying on your big players to be on song, and that's certainly the case. It seems to be the case with Brian Mullen and Paul Carville today.
Carville with 1-1, Brian with 2 points. Oh, that's a loose kick out there on this occasion, but it's gathered in by the Madden cornerback there. Smith, the young miner. It does well. Has to play it on the floor though, but successfully finds a man in Kieran Rafferty. Rafferty turns his man and is moving towards the 45. Does well, plays it back to Smith, who's rolled from defence up into the half forward line. It's led off to corner forward McKenna, but that one goes a begging, goes wide. Yeah. Not the sort of score you want to be missing in a championship final.
No. Interesting that both cornerbacks for Madden, Niall Smith and Patrick Woods have a penchant for moving forward, but unfortunately not finding the range at the moment.
So Andrew Neeson preparing to take the next kick out. Chernobyl have had 10 different scores in the championship campaign so far.
That's a good spread of scoring, but it still seems to concentrate around Mullen and Carville. So,
and this ball comes and it's well gathered in there by number 21 Colin Mullen. This one played up into the corner. Madden still on the attack. Kyle Morgan there does well, gets to his feet again. Can he create an opportunity? Yes, comes across to McKenna. McKenna's hauled down, and that'll be the handiest of chances for Madden to get their second score of the game.
Yeah, you would think this was as near a certainty as you could get.
Yeah, they've been 14 minutes without a score, and they'll be keen to rectify that situation.
Yeah, they got the first point in the opening 90 seconds, and really haven't been productive since that in terms of scoring.
Tiernan man down requiring some attention at the minute. And indeed, it looks as though there could be a substitution. There's number 17 for Tiernan seems to be preparing himself, and that's Stephen McCann.
See a Tiernan substitute warming up here, number 17.
Stephen McCann.
Stephen McCann.
So we'll see if Stephen is called into the action very soon. Could be for the injured player, although Barry McDonald was moving a wee bit gingerly after an earlier incident for him as well. Yes, and the substitution now is being called, and Stephen McCann does enter the game for Tiernan. We'll just wait and see who it is that.
So that's Winnie Wood's entire family involved now.
Stephen's not one of that. No, Stephen's
I'm confused.
McCann clan. So disappointed Tiernan player coming towards the bench here. Darren McKay, looks like the number 4 who's coming ashore. He'd be disappointed to see his championship final end so quick, but great opportunity for Stephen McCann, and that great opportunity for Kieran Rafferty has been successful. And after almost 18 minutes of play, it's now 1 goal and 3 points for Tiernan and 2 points for the men from Maddan.
Now, will that score rally Maddan slightly, because they have been a wee bit flat since certainly since Carville's goal?
They have indeed, but Tiernan now will be keen to respond. And the high kick from Andrew Neeson comes out again. Madden's number 9 is always around there around Grimley, but the breaking ball goes for Tiernan. Played into the corner here, and Shea Skelton gets it up the second attempt, plays it backwards. Davidson elects to play the ball right back to halfway where Tony Marley is waiting, and Paul McCann now joins him. Paul McCann plays it into the corner looking for Brian Mullen, who gathers in well, and this is a great run from Barry McDonald. Barry McDonald through and goal. He plays it across, and Paul Carroll finishes it to the net. Intelligent play there by Barry McDonald and Paul Carroll, two players who have played at the highest level of the county, linking up excellently for a second goal for Tiernan.
Once again, Brian Mullen took it wasn't an easy pass as well. Mark, he created space with his backside and fed the ball through to McDonald, and a first class goal, brilliantly executed.
So clinical finish in the order of the day for Tiernan so far in this game.
And Mullen and Carville both on fire.
Madden keen to respond immediately, but it's Chris McDonald this time who wins the break ball. Tiernan getting the breaks around the middle of the park at the moment. Now Mark Davison has a time to keep this in play. Elects to play it up a line towards Carville as opposed to picking it up himself. Or to Brian Mullen actually in possession. Davison gets it back. This time plays it in. A bit of space potentially here for a score, but it looks as though that's a throw pass, and Jared Devlin blows up the Tiernan attack, and Madden have the chance now to gather themselves again, trailing by 7 points at this stage of this championship final. And we're here in the Kiva Fox is cheering Tiernan at home, watching the match on a 50-inch TV. Brilliant job, she says, Armagh TV. Brilliant job having a 50-inch TV as well, Kiva.
Yes.
And Madden have the opportunity now with a free.
Even better, linking up through your computer.
Excellent stuff, yeah. So Tiernan fans from near and far watching today.
This is a dream start for Tiernan, Brenton.
Dream start, but you know, with the advantage of the breeze, every score is going to count.
And very much will require to keep this work rate going to all over the field.
It's been a feature of Tiernan throughout the season, and also a feature of Madden's play. The work rates of both teams have been sensational to date, so I'm sure that those will continue as the game progresses. Another stoppage, though. We've had a few stoppages, and this time there's 2 players down, so some attention will be given.
And I can't recall at this stage, with after 20 minutes, being one bad foul even. It's been certainly been tough challenges, but not as much as one bad foul.
Not at all, but certainly Tiernan come into this game as the highest scorers in Armagh League football this season, and certainly living up to that reputation with the 2 goals that they've got to date.
Another interesting point, I noticed that Tiernan celebrate their 70th birthday this year, and Madden their 80th. So
birthdays all around for both clubs, and Jared Devlin is going to get the game underway now with hot ball. Now Grimley got a yellow there for Madden, so that's the second yellow of the game for Madden, but play again continues. Madden with it down the far side of the field. Their number 13, Kyle Morgan, has it. Plays it inside. There's a bit of space there for a shooting opportunity.
Niall Smith.
It's plenty of height on that, and the Madden fans behind the goal like it, and they do indeed. It's a score for Niall Smith, and Niall Smith has brought the Arrears back to 6 points with his first score of this game. The young miner showing well there, Tony.
Yes, that wasn't an easy score, so took his position well, and I suppose it's part of the modern game where you need to be able to defend and move forward and score too. You have to be sort of versatile.
We note that William Vernon is watching in Wolverhampton to support Niall Grimley today, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the game. Meanwhile, there's a long ball across here. Paul Carville almost had a chance there for a third goal. He's already got two. Turns well. Has to go back again. Elects to play it backwards.
Once again, I thought a bit of hesitancy on the goalkeeper to come off his line there, but hasn't been punished yet.
It's over to Jamie McAleenan. There's plenty of height on that one, but is there enough accuracy? Not on this occasion. Just a point of note, number 12 for Madden is Ryan Morgan. So we've got 23 minutes played now, 7 minutes before the break. There's 2 goals from Paul Carville. The difference between the sides. Chris McDonald gets a hand on that one. He seemed to be hauled down, but referee Jared Devlin allows the line ball for Madden. Tiernan win back possession again momentarily. There's a push there, but the referee says play on, and Chris McDonald has it and is judged to have overcarried it. So a couple of decisions there that Tiernan supporters along the stand below us here weren't happy with, but here's one for Madden now. It's a great scoring opportunity. It's steered, but it looks as though it's being steered wide. That's quite wasteful there from Niall Grimley.
Yeah, those are the sort of chances you need to be taking if you're going to win a championship final, particularly from a man of Niall Grimley's calibre.
So we've 6 minutes before the break. These 6 minutes will be critical for this game. Tiernan 2-3 and Madden 3 points. And Andrew Neeson just taking a wee bit of time before he takes his kick. Referee Jared Devlin just having a chat with some of the midfielders, including Barry McDonald there. And so Andrew Neeson will certainly give this distance again. Drills it towards the far side looking for Jamie McAleen, but it evades him and Madden win again. Madden just showing a bit more enterprise now. They seem to have settled a bit more into the game, and this high ball could cause danger. There's a couple of Madden men behind it. It falls for Grimley. Grimley has it now, lays it off. He wants it back, does he? The shot comes in. That's a great block by the Tiernan man, but the ball does go over the bar.
Yeah, I think they're happy enough to concede just a pointer, because there was a goal opportunity all if that ball had fallen right after the defender missed it.
Certainly a great shot there, but great block by the Tiernan man. Didn't see who the scorer was there, Tony. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't. I think it came off Chris McDonald, but as I said, I think under the circumstances, Turner would be happy enough just to concede a point, because had that ball fallen more fortuitously for Madden, it could well have been a goal chance.
Tiernan trying to respond, and Jamie McAleen, plenty of industry from him. Plays it back to Barry McDonald. Barry McDonald looks for Brian Mallon on this occasion. Mallon almost gets it. It looked as though it was a very difficult ball to win, but he almost got a hand on it. But fair play to the Madden rear guard. Was strong there in terms of holding the line. That's
perhaps the first ball Brian Mallon has failed to win all day.
And now Ryan Morgan has it. Mad building surrounded by several Tiernan players, and overcarrying. Yes, overcarrying has been a feature of this game so far, and referee Jared Devlin does it again, blows it up for that. Now Jamie McLean plays it inside, but that is a loose pass and Madden get it back. Kyle Morgan, it's played up the line. There's a race for possession there, and big Ryan Grimley is fouled and wants to take the free quickly initially, but elects to take his time. There's a bit of dissent there from Stephen McCann, and the referee Jared Devlin brings the ball forward. So a much easier chance now for Madden with 4 minutes remaining in this first half.
They're starting to sort of claw back the lead, which is really what they need to do.
They're chipping away here, and certainly well in this contest. And a score here would certainly emphasise that point. And that one just goes right inside the far post there. Well scored by Kieran Rafferty, and after 26 and a half minutes, it's 2-3 for Tiernogan. 5 points now for Maddan.
So Tiernog have been held back slightly after threatening to run away with the game, but I suppose that was never going to happen.
And Tiernog momentarily down to 14 men. You can see Jamie McAleenan is requiring some attention to a hand injury.
Tiernog already lost Dara McKee to an injury, so
Andrew Neeson's kick out. Plenty of height on it. Stephen McCann does very well, palms it down for his colleague, and now it's over to Paul McCann, brother of Stephen. Now Brian Mallon has come further outfield on this occasion. First time we've seen Brian out that far, and that's a high challenge, and it could be yet another yellow card here for a Madden player, and this time it's Jared Grimley who could be the recipient.
More importantly, it will present Tiernog another opportunity just to stabilise and get another point on the board.
And I see Paddy Savage is busy today. Paddy Savage is doing a bit of farming, and between farming and county finals, he can't make it to the athletic grounds today, but he's enjoying the Armagh TV coverage with Tony and Brendan, so good to hear you're on board.
I'm watching TV
at the same time. I've never seen that before.
That's what you call multitasking.
He must have it on the front of the tractor or something. Madden just warming up a player there, number 19, just as we follow play. Noel King there. Now Brian Mallon with the free, about 35 metres out to the left of goal. There's plenty of height on that, but it looks as though it's going wide, and you can tell by the body language of the umpires sometimes if a score is going to be successful or not.
Still not too far away from the mark.
Inches mean a lot in county finals, and we're down to the last 2 minutes of this game. Could that be a critical miss at the end of today's proceedings? Only time will tell. So, kick out from O'Reilly. Barry McDonald gets a hand on it. There's a race for possession. It's well kept in there by Tiernogan's Johnny McGurgan. And the latest score from the Ulster Hurling Championship is Cuhullians 3 at Breda 1-5. So holding their own there, Cuhullians in the second period. And now Niall Smith, dangerous player coming up from defence, plays a long ball in. Madden have it again. Aaron McKenna elected to pass it, and the pass was worthwhile because the pass went to Kyle Morgan, and he put that one between the posts, and it's back to a one score game, Tony. 2-3 to 6 points.
Yeah, Madden have stabilised well and come back well. Just at the stage when after the second goal turnover were threatening to run away with the game.
And Noel King has entered the game, and he's replaced Jared Grimley. Probably a tactical substitute as well, given the fact Jared was involved in that late tackle earlier on.
So that's 3 scores in succession for Madden.
Paul McCann was first to the kick out, but it broke down and Madden come away with it again. Ryan Grimley plays a hand pass away. And now Aaron McKenna has it, but he loses possession there. Barry McDonald on hand to regain it for Tiernogan. Brian Mallon deep in his own half now. Barry McDonald plays it up the line looking for Jamie McAleen. Jamie McAleen always on the move. Gets it up and is fouled in the process. And leaves the free for Brian Mallon. Brian wants to play quickly, but no movement at that stage from the Tiernog win, but Paul Carville makes himself available, but loses possession and Madden come away with it again. There's chance here, and if Madden played right, they had Niall Smith in a good prominent position again, but they elect to go the other side. Couple of loose hand passes, just take the momentum out of the attack for a moment, but still moving forward with menace inside the 45. Ball's played in high, it evades all of the forward line. It's mopped up well there by the Tiernog rear guard.
Good sweeping up there.
And it goes back all the way to Andrew Neeson. Andrew holds possession strongly.
Tiernog will just want to weather this storm from Madden, but not by
the storm. Not because Niall Grimley has it again, and there is a great chance for. Just momentarily it looked as though there was a goal on there for Madden. Comes back, still a point scoring opportunity, and it comes off the post, and it's. That's a great block there, and can Tiernog clear their lines? It's critical that they do so at this stage, but well played Madden, but just unable to turn the net.
Living very dangerously and lucky to get away without conceding a goal there again.
Tony Morgan bottled up there, has to release the ball, but has he been awarded a free? It looks as though that's been the case, and we're into added time here in the first half, and Referee wants the free to be taken from the correct position, and Brian Mullen will wait for attention to be given. Oh no, Jared Devlin's keen to continue with play.
And they've lived dangerously on occasions, Brenton, but Turnogue still seem to have eradicated that tendency to give away goals in the first half anyway, and that's something they'll want to maintain throughout the second.
There's been a couple of goal scoring opportunities for Maddan that they haven't been able to take as yet, so but it's interesting that Madden have scored on 6 occasions so far in this half compared with Tiernogue's only 5, but here might be the 6th for Tiernogue, and Mark Davidson finds space and Cooley slots that one between the posts, and that's a critical score at a critical time for Tiernogue.
Much needed score for Tiernogue to halt the tide,
and that makes it 2-4 to 6 points, and Jared Devlin's asking for the ball, I think, and indeed blows for half time. It's been a first half where Brian Mullen and Paul Carville were running the show for periods in the full forward line for Tiernogue.
Yeah, and Madden defence just seemed to get the grips on them slightly there towards the end, hence a bit of a comeback. But I think Tiernogue will be more than happy with the way the first half has gone.
Yeah, So Tiernogue just heading towards the dressing room and keeping their discipline as they do so. And
with a pitch invasion from the youngsters, so
yes, it's time for the use of both Tiernogue and Madden to show us their skills and their abilities, and they're really enjoying the run across the athletic grounds here. But let's just focus on that first half. Tony, what were you picking up from that before we get some analysis
Joe,
here from
the pivotal role from Brian Mullen was pivotally involved in both Paul Carville's goals, the 2 crucial scores. Did go quite a wee bit towards the end of the half. Madden have come back a bit well, but I think a 4-point lead at half time, something Tiernogue certainly would have taken before the game started.
4-point lead, and that's reflective of Tiernogue's dominance in terms of their full forward line of Mullen and Carville. But it took until the 34th minute of the half for anyone else in the team to score. That would be a worrying factor.
Yeah, as I said, it's Mullen and Carville are once again showing the dependency on those 2 for scores. But as I said, it must be a very pleasing score at half time to lead by 4 points.
Well, let's get a wee bit of feedback then on the first half, and Paddy McCardle's going to take the hot seat here and tell us a wee bit of his thoughts then from the first half, and we'll be back with you for the second period in a matter of minutes. But from the athletic grounds here, let's hand over to Paddy, who's been keenly observing what we've seen here from the commentary position.
How you doing, folks? I'm just going to recap on the first half here with 6 points to Madden and 2-4 to Tiernogue. We have 4 wides for Madden in the first half, 4 wides from Tiernogue also. Madden have given away 5 frees and Tiernogue have given away 9 frees. I'll just run through who all has scored. We've got a point here from Paddy Woods for Madden. We've got 2 from Kieran Rafferty. We've got 1 from Kyle Morgan, and we have 2 points from Aaron McKenna. And from the Tiernogue side, we have most of the scores actually have come from 2 men until Tiernogue's last score of the half, which come from Mark Davison, and the rest has been shared. 2 goals for our goal for Brian Mullen, a goal for Paul Carville, and 2 points for Paul Carville also. And just at that, we're going to go to a wee ad break here, I think. Just run through the game. I'm going to probably talk a wee bit about trends. I just noticed in the first half that Tiernogue played a 2-man full forward line. When you may not see it off screen, they had both Brian Mullen and Paul Carville playing in their own 45, inside their own 45-yard line for most of the first half, whereas Madden kind of went the traditional route with 6 players, 6 on 6 in the forward line, and it left a lot more space in the forward line for Tiernogue, and it left it a whole lot more cramped for the Madden forwards. Just a wee update here on the Cahullions match is Cahullions 3-8, and just I can't get it here, it just went off the screen on us. Cahullions 3-8 and Breda 1-5. Or sorry, 3-11 now to 2-7 actually it is, and that's with 45 minutes gone. And folks, we're just going to wrap it up now.